Wrestling is a dangerous art, and behind the bright lights, storylines, and dramatic flair, it's also a place where real risks are taken. While fans cheer and boo, wrestlers are often watching out for each other, sometimes saving lives in the process. Over the years, there have been multiple instances where one superstar protected another from serious injury, not because the script demanded it, but because of instinct, professionalism, and respect. Let's go deep into 10 real-life moments when wrestlers saved their colleagues in the ring, often without anyone noticing. These aren't just nice moments. They're the kind that may have changed careers or even prevented someone from getting paralyzed. Baron Corbin saves Dolph Ziggler. This happened during an ordinary WWE match, and if you blinked, you could have missed how serious the situation almost became. Dolph Ziggler, known for his acrobatic in-ring style, slipped and lost his balance just before attempting a jump toward Baron Corbin. Corbin, however, kept his composure and quickly adjusted, catching Ziggler mid-move and seamlessly turning the botched moment into his signature Deep Six maneuver. What looked like a well-rehearsed spot was in reality a quick save that prevented a potential injury. Ironically, Corbin, often criticized by fans, showed in that moment just how reliable and professional he truly is. Kane frees Dolph Ziggler from the ropes. During the high-stakes Money in the Bank match in 2010, Dolph Ziggler found himself in real danger. As Kane tried to toss him over the top rope, Ziggler became tangled between the ropes. His body was awkwardly suspended and he was at serious risk of falling badly, possibly on his neck or back. Kane, a veteran of the ring, immediately recognized that something had gone wrong. With thousands watching and the match still in full swing, Kane calmly and carefully helped Ziggler get untangled without injury. That same night, Kane would go on to win the match and later cash in his briefcase to become world champion. But perhaps the most important thing he did was keeping his opponent safe. Apollo Crews prevents Damian Priest from landing on his head. In November 2021, during a United States Championship match on Monday Night Raw, Damian Priest defended his title against Apollo Crews. The match was hard-hitting and fast-paced, but midway through, something nearly went horribly wrong. Priest attempted a dive off the steel steps to the outside, but misjudged his leap and began to fall headfirst. Apollo Crews showed incredible awareness and reflexes by catching Priest in midair, absorbing the fall, and subtly turning the moment into a smooth transition. Most fans wouldn't have even noticed that it was an unplanned save, but it was, and it prevented what could have been a serious neck injury. Moments like these highlight how dangerous wrestling truly is, and how heroic it can be. The Undertaker protects Test during the last ride. In a tag team match that featured The Undertaker, Kane, and Chris Jericho against Booker T. Test and Rob Van Dam, a near disaster occurred. The Undertaker attempted to hit his powerful last ride powerbomb on the massive Test, who stood nearly 7 feet tall, but mid-move something went wrong. Undertaker lost his balance. Rather than forcing the move and risking injury, he used the ropes to regain control and gently guided Test down, turning what could have been a dangerous botch into a controlled landing. It was a subtle yet crucial adjustment, and a testament to the Undertaker's experience and ring awareness. It's not something you can teach, it's instinct born from decades in the ring. Chris Jericho helps Kane stabilize the ladder. In 2002, WWE held one of the most unique editions of Raw, Raw Roulette, where match types were randomly chosen. In one of the night's biggest moments, Kane was left to defend the tag team titles alone in the first ever TLC match held on Raw. The match featured multiple opponents, including Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, the Dudley Boys, and the team of Christian and Chris Jericho. In the final moments, Kane hit a chokeslam on Jericho from the top of the ladder and immediately began climbing to retrieve the belts. But the ladder wobbled underneath him and became unstable. Despite just taking a huge bump, Jericho managed to stretch his legs and steady the ladder, keeping Kane from falling. It looked like a minor moment, but it was a quiet act of professionalism that ensured the match didn't end in disaster. Luke Harper protects Mustafa Ali in a dangerous fall. During the WrestleMania 35 kickoff show, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal featured a particularly risky moment involving Luke Harper and Mustafa Ali. As Harper tried to suplex Ali out of the ring, Braun Strowman kicked Harper, sending both men tumbling. The spot was planned but extremely dangerous. Ali's head came dangerously close to hitting the commentary table. Fortunately, Harper maintained control during the fall, holding onto Ali just long enough to lessen the impact. On replay, you can see Ali's head graze the table, but thanks to Harper's strength and timing, a serious injury was avoided. It was a moment where experience and ring awareness likely prevented a very bad outcome. The Undertaker saves Big Show from injury during a SmackDown 2001 segment. In one of the most chaotic segments on SmackDown in 2001, the ring was filled with top stars of that era: Kurt Angle, The Rock, Steve Austin, Big Show, and The Undertaker. The segment ended with a rapid sequence of finishers, wrapping up the show in dramatic fashion. It seemed like just another scripted scene, but moments like this reveal true professionalism. Kurt Angle delivered his Olympic slam to Big Show, sending the giant crashing down toward a steel chair that had accidentally ended up in the ring. Given Big Show's massive size, any wrong landing could have had serious consequences. But The Undertaker, already lying on the mat after being attacked, subtly moved the chair away with his foot, saving Big Show from impact. It was pure veteran instinct, a split-second reaction that most fans never even noticed. Bret Hart catches Shawn Michaels during the Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. The match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12 is forever remembered as one of the greatest WWE Championship bouts of all time. It was a classic Iron Man match, lasting a full hour with no interruptions. At one point, Bret was outside the ring, and Shawn took a risk. He climbed to the top rope and launched a crossbody, but Michaels lost balance midair and his trajectory shifted dangerously toward the ringside barrier. It could have ended in a serious injury, but Bret Hart, despite the exhaustion and tension of the match, reacted instantly. He caught Shawn mid-air, softening the fall and preventing a nasty impact with the barricade. It wasn't just a show of ring awareness, but a moment of mutual respect despite their real-life tension. Curt Hennig saves Chris Jericho from landing on his head. On an episode of WCW Nitro in late 1997, there was a short but memorable match between Curt Hennig and Chris Jericho. Toward the end, Jericho attempted his signature lion saw, a springboard backflip off the ropes. However, this time he miscalculated and didn't get a full rotation. He was falling headfirst toward the mat, and the situation looked dire. But Curt Hennig instinctively raised his knees and Jericho landed on them instead of smashing his head into the canvas. It's hard to say whether that was part of the original plan, but if it was, it worked perfectly. Hennig prevented what could have been a disaster. Jericho's face said it all, a mix of fear, relief, and the realization of how close he came to serious harm. Chris Jericho saves Jeff Hardy from a dangerous botch on SmackDown. In a SmackDown match between Chris Jericho and Jeff Hardy, a dangerous moment unfolded that could have ended badly for Jeff during his major singles push. Jeff climbed to the top rope to perform his Whisper in the Wind, but he suddenly slipped. His footing gave out and he began falling backwards in an uncontrolled motion. It was clear to everyone watching that this was a botch, but Jericho reacted instantly. Instead of trying to catch Jeff midair, he quickly shoved him just enough so that Hardy could grab the ropes and avoid landing directly on his head or neck. It wasn't a flawless save. The slip was noticeable, but the quick thinking from both men turned a potential disaster into a recoverable moment. It's a great example of how experienced wrestlers can adapt in real time to protect each other when things go wrong. Wrestling may be scripted, but the risks are real, and moments like these prove just how much trust and awareness it takes to step into the ring. If you found this video interesting and want to see part 2 of real-life moments where wrestlers protected each other in the ring, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which moments we missed. Your favorite save might just make it into the next episode.